Hey tubes, Jonathan's wrong here, tooth and budget. The thing I'm sitting on just shifted. So I don't know. This is gonna be one of those ones where like I'm just kind of gonna jump in like right in the middle, as is my specialty. I've just been thinking about the way the economy is going, the way every corporation is run. Our last, like, I don't know, 5, 6 presidents. At least within the United States of America, it's basically what I'm speaking for or about right now, is the United States and its state. The state of the United States, and it's done. I think this is like it can't go on for much longer than this. Like, no one wants to work. No employers want to pay anyone to work. You know, like the minimum wage went up. Well, guess what? If you want full time, that's now 32 hours. So yeah, you get, some schmuck off the street gets more money, while people who've been working at a company for years get screwed. And then everyone's hours get cut because no one can afford to pay some schmuck, $16 an hour, because that's not schmuck pay. Some schmuck should not be making, $16 an hour. I am 100%, always have been, against any raise of the minimum wage. Always been against it. If you want to make more money, you make more money. You do it. Whenever they raise the minimum wage, the available hours drop, and the cost of everything goes way up. And the cost of everything just went way, way, way up. And it's going to keep going up. And corporations are run poorly. I've worked for a few. The one I work for now, the management is like the worst I've ever had. The worst management I've ever had in my entire life. And the second worst management I've ever had in my entire life was Whole Foods. I was there for about 7 years in the meat department. Now, the corporation I work for now, and the trolls know them. You call them all the time and try to get me fired. But both these corporations are worth a lot of money. They do good money, and they're run extraordinarily bafflingly poorly. The upper management is rubbish, and it's I don't know if it's by design, if it's like, hey, maybe having all of our friends be managers was, no, they're not thinking about anything being a bad idea. I don't know. They punch down. It's been my experience that managers aren't self-reflective. They're not like, oh, I did something wrong. No, they just kick the dog. Someone gets fired who had absolutely nothing to do with it, and then they get a bonus. They're making 5 times more money than anyone else there to do absolutely nothing all day, to just walk around and look important and chat it up occasionally. Sign stuff. They don't. It's been my personal experience. I'm 41 years old. That upper management does jack shit. They don't do anything, and they feel like they earned that position and they shouldn't have to do anything, and that you're some shit punk and that you need to earn it like they did, but they didn't earn it. They got their position because of who they know. But they're too stupid to be self-reflective. So there's never going to be any happy solution for any of it. The people in charge are stupid and bad at being in charge, and that's by design. And the next person that's going to take over is one of their friends, and they're stupid and bad at managing and bad at leadership and bad at problem solving and can't take responsibility, which means you don't learn from your actions, which means you do not improve as a person. And it's like this everywhere. I mean, gosh, look at what's happening with the movie and television industry. You know, like that's they're either purposefully destroying it, or the people in charge are so stupid and so out of touch that they think they're making good decisions. You know, I don't know. I feel like, you know, from my point of view, it feels like everything's being run into the ground. Like I can't wrap my head around people being this stupid. I mean, you know, but at the same time, you don't get to management positions from being intelligent or good at your job. You get to management positions because of the people you know, because of kissing ass, because of going to, you know, going to parties and, you know, knowing that, you know, you're a good time boy, and they're, you know, they could cheat on their wives, and, you know, you guys can laugh about it, and, you know, no one will know. You know, those are the people that make it, you know, that progress. You know, hard work. I'm told all the time that I'm a hard worker. You know, people all the time tell me that I'm a very hard worker, which means a lot to me. I want to be a hard worker. I strive to be a hard worker. And the company I work for hates me. Many of the companies I've worked for don't like me. They think I have an attitude. You know, I get you know, insubordination, because if I'm given an order that is stupid or bad, that I know for a fact is bad, I'm not just, oh, that might not work. No, it's that will not work. I don't do it, and then I get in trouble for not, you know, for not doing what I'm told, even though what I was told to do was stupid, incorrect, and would cause problems, would probably cost money, which, you know, they don't like that. That's really the only thing you can do. You can be like, this is going to cost you money. But yeah, no one wants to put money into anything to fix anything. Have you noticed how like everything's broken everywhere? There's sinkholes happening everywhere. There's all this stuff going on. It's because everything's broken and no one wants to fix it. No one wants to put money into fixing anything because that costs money. But everyone's thinking short money. And I can't help but think if every corporation is thinking short money and not long-term money, there's not much time left. See what I'm saying? If you're not interested in building relationships with the community and having like return customers and long-term success, you just want to rip people off and get quick money, you don't plan to own a business for a long time, or you're retarded. So like I said, it could go either way. I have no idea. I have no clue, because when you talk to these managers, they are stupid. They're, you know, they might be good at being people, you know, they're people, you know, they might be good at like shooting the shit, you know, art of gab and all that, but are they intelligent, you know, problem solving people? No, not at all. You know, so it can't be a coincidence that every single manager sucks and is stupid. You know, what's your personal experience? I've had, the only time I've had a good manager, they've been an anomaly, and it's been in a meat department. Excuse me. It's the only time I've had, gosh, three. I can only think of three right now, and I'm not gonna pause the video to think about how many good managers have I had. Literally, I can think of 3 good managers I've had in my entire life. No, I mean, like, you know, I don't mean like the rest of them have been bad. Like, you know, the rest of them have been, you know, meh to bad. You know, meh isn't bad. You know, mad means at the very least you stay out of my way, which is nice, because it seems like all management does is to, you know, make your life harder, make work worse. You know, do unnecessary steps because they don't do it. You have people that don't do your job telling you how to do your job. Now, do you think that will work? And like the fact is, a lot of these companies are backed by the government directly. You know, like if they're losing money, they get money from the government, which is money from us. That's our fucking that's our tax money going in to support these corporations that don't know how to run themselves. You know, look at the old Bank of America thing. That was disgusting. Were things real? Were things actually real? When the government bailed out the banks and then the banks fired everybody and then gave themselves bonuses, they would have been like, okay, we'll have our money back, thank you, please. You know, all your customers' money, give that to them. Send that to them. That's theirs now. You are no longer a bank. Thanks for playing. You failed. But no, they let these corporations do whatever they want. Oh yeah, sure, we're totally recycling. Oh yeah, we're totally getting rid of our toxic waste correctly. We're not selling it to these, third world country strongmen who are trying to, get rich in the world game, but don't have anything to export whatsoever. So they just let people, poison their lands. Is that nice? People think about, oh, these third world countries, white people ruined. No. No. Read a history book. Their own leaders sold their own people out. So many times the Europeans have gone to these countries, especially Africa, and been like, here's how to farm. Here's the wheel. Here's this. Here's that. Here's all this other stuff you have thousands of years to figure out and you were incapable of doing. And guess what? They're not interested. They just want the guns. Europeans have gone to a lot of these countries in the south, in the southern portion, and none of them are interested. They just want the weapons. They don't want to learn how to farm. They just and then then you look at their history and their art. It's like, wow, they sure do like human sacrifice, don't they? Boy, oh boy, those people sure do like human sacrifice. Oh, look, more human sacrifice going on. Oh, look, these people learn how to farm. Oh, but they gotta kill people to farm. Yeah, you didn't know corpses make great, for it's good for farming to just kill everyone and put their heads in the ground. It's like these cultures suck because they've always sucked. It's not white people bringing down these cultures. These cultures don't want to embetter themselves. We tried. We brought them technologies. We brought them Jesus. We brought them all these things, and they rejected all of it. Like the slave trade, Africans were conquering Africans. South Americans were conquering South Americans. Everywhere you go, that's what happens. There's in this massive, enormous nation state where people just yeah, I live here, you live there, you live there, none of us fight. We just hang out and eat fruit, we fish, we just hang out and do our own thing, no one gets hurt. No, they're conquering each other constantly. They're killing each other, even in North America. Like if you look at the history of the Native Americans, they're all killing each other. They would if the second they're touching elbows, they're going to war. All right, that's not coexisting. All right, there's people have this fantasy of like, oh, things were so much better before colonization. No, no, they weren't. Yeah, was there exploitation? Yeah, obviously, there's always exploitation. There's always dark elements. There will always be dark elements. Always. You cannot get more than 5 people together and have someone there that's going to be, that's going to have their own ideas of how they want to do things. You get enough, and if you get enough people together, it's going to suck because people suck. The majority of people aren't great. They aren't deep thinkers. They aren't soulful. They aren't spiritual. They aren't self-reflective. They aren't smart. They aren't good at anything, but they sure do love themselves, which makes for not a great person. And the people in charge of us are even worse because a lot of them have been handed it. They've never had any hardship, and when they do, they freak out and bitch and moan and kick the dog. They act like big babies. People are it's one of these things I talk about. People talk about toxic masculinity and blah 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 blah. It's like, yeah, those are the boomers. Those are those boomer guys who never had to do shit. They never had to fight a war. They never had, they got all the plastic fantastic. They got all the new tech, and they never had to work for any of it. These are the same people that paid like $12,000 for a house, and they're telling us that we're not working hard enough. I don't know. But at the same time, then you have these old people that I feel bad for, because as inflation grows, guess what doesn't grow? Their pensions. If you're an old person and you're on a fixed income, and the cost of living keeps going up, like, you're screwed. It's not even funny. I'm not even going to make like a, make light of it as I do. It's horrible. It's a nightmare. All these, and we're gonna, like, it used to be that we would respect our elders, and now we just, like, put them away somewhere where no one has to see them. And our environment is so toxic and poisoned that a lot of them are losing their minds anyway, and can't pass much on anyway, because they have rare lucid moments. Which is deeply, 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 deeply sad. Like, imagine just losing your mind. It's terrible, not knowing what day it is or what's going on, or being so confused that you have no idea what's going on around you. So it's what's going on with, like, my grandmother right now. She's these episodes where she, like, freaks out. It's horrible. It's really, really, it's terrible. It's sad. But anyway, I don't know. It's just, like I said, we're not digging ourselves out of this hole. It doesn't matter if we because the woke movement is going to stop. And I honestly think that they're gonna throw all those poor people under the bus so hard. Do I feel bad for, like, the tranny story hour time people going to schools and exposing themselves to children? No. There's a special place in hell for those people. I don't feel bad for them. The people I feel bad for are the people who don't know that they're part of something. The useful idiots, the majority of homosexual people who are damaged, who've been sexually abused, who are just either recreating it or hate themselves or what. It just, you can't F with a kid. It's gonna completely F them up. At the very least, they're gonna have loose morals and loose sexuality. At the very, very least, because they were introduced to it when they were children. It's damaging. But anyway, a lot of those, I feel bad for those people who just think this is the direction they're supposed to be going in, embrace it, and they're just reliving it, and they're not happy. And now they're being used to push an agenda, which a lot of them don't even want to push. There's plenty of gay people that don't want trannies going to schools and interacting with children. There's plenty. There's coalitions against it. I kicked something over and now I can't get comfortable again. I don't remember how I was sitting. I think I was doing this, but now my foot's numb. Let's try this. All right, sorry. Oh yeah, it's, I don't see where it's headed that is good. Like, we have no industry. They destroyed all the farms. They're destroying all the animals. No one knows how to do anything. The younger generations don't want to work and are self-centered and stupid. Not all of them. This is a general statement. Most. Honestly, anything 80% more makes the 20% a non-point. But yeah, it's like, where are we gonna go from here? I mean, think about, like, this is the thought that got me on this, where it's like, it used to be like, oh, like, what do you want me to call the president? Like, it was such a huge deal that you would have to contact the president to get involved. Our president is such a Joe Biden that if you involve, like, he would just mess things. We have a president where we can't even be like, hey, what are you gonna do? Get the president involved? That's a joke now. That he would get involved and screw things up. That's our president. Think about that. Think about like, oh, it's like, we need someone to be. Oh, what are you gonna, you gonna get the president? You don't want the president to babysit your kids. You want Joe Biden to babysit your children. You wouldn't rely on Joe Biden to make you a sandwich. Peanut butter and jelly. He would probably screw that up. It'd probably be like that much like peanut butter, and like just the heels, and then the jam would be on the outside of the sandwich. Like how like Joe Biden is not capable of literally anything. And that's our president. And and the president before that was was a joke too, and the president before that was a joke. We've been getting these joke presidents, and now the president we have is like the jokiest of the jokes. At least George W. Bush could make a sandwich. I guarantee George W. Bush makes a mean sandwich. Trump definitely cannot make a sandwich. I don't think he's ever done anything physical his entire life. But he's not absolutely retarded, at least. But it's like, think about that. It's, are you old enough to be like, think like, oh, what are you going to call the White House? That's now meaningless. Getting the president involved is now a negative. It's a joke. It's not like, oh, we're going to call the president, he's going to figure it out. No, he's going to mess things up and fall down the stairs and poop his pants. They wipe my butt! It's a joke. It's a clown show. And where's it going to go? We have no industry. The youth is useless. Nothing to eat. They're doing their best to poison all the aquifers and then finding out they can't. Thank God. Literally. Actually. No one ever talks about how this fresh water just comes out of the ground too. It just comes up from the earth. It's just what it does. The oceans get, they go in and the salt gets desalinated or something, or the fresh water goes out and gets salinated. Oh, no. One of my biggest things of when I start, when I got into planetary evolution and the earth and everything, where'd all the water come from? No one has an answer. The only answer they have is comets. We apparently hit by icy comets forever, and while we had no atmosphere and no heat, somehow the water stayed. Or we were a ball of magma with no atmosphere, and the icy comets hit and melted and came back down, even though there was no atmosphere. And when we're shown planets that do such a things, do this sort of stuff, all the oxygen and carbon and everything just goes out. All the water goes out into space, and is whatever. But no, not Earth, not special magical Earth, not super special Earth, which has all these anomalies that is nowhere else ever in space. Hey, how about the fact that we have a moon that doesn't rotate? Hey, how about that? How about the fact that there are larger planets in space that have that would have more of a gravitational field and have perfectly fine rotating moons? No, but the Earth, the moon just happens to be in the perfect spot that it's the exact same size as the sun by perspective. Just come on. I know that's really off topic, but it's one of those things that just really irritates me. It's like, how many coincidences are you willing to accept? But anyway. Yeah, where did all the water come from? Why are we all in all this water? I was thinking too. I don't know. This is just more wishful thinking. How I'm always like, is Mystery Babylon America or is Mystery Babylon China? I almost feel like they're in competition. Like, we want to be Mystery Babylon. Who knows? But China has a lot of water too. They're just really good at ruining their environment. They're really good at building dams that are unnecessary and bad. They're really good at building bad things. But so yeah. That too. China. They're a shit show. Like, where are we gonna go? You know, there's no. Like, there's no solution. There's no fixing the state of things. Except to just, complete overhaul. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. 25 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna call it. I mean, like, obviously, I'm sitting here in a towel post shower too, but it just, I don't know. Not trying to bum anyone out, but like literally, like, where do we go from here? Everyone in charge is stupid and bad at being in charge, and the younger generation is self-centered and doesn't want to do anything about anything. Once again, general statement, it doesn't matter if there's 5% that do. The 5% is not going to do shit. They're going to change anything. None of us are. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Do you see what I see? Are your managers absolutely just pathetic and useless? Is your company retarded? Do you work for a retarded company? I don't know, man. Tell me what you think. I don't know. Sucks. Anyway, love you guys. Have a beautiful day and God bless you.